and welcome to Random Rogers Big Picture for the week of August 31st. I'm here, I don't know where I am. We're in the north part of the Big Island. I'll put it under the picture for the video. Two things on the agenda this week. Oh, I should introduce my camera girl, Joellen. Joellen, say hi to the three people watching this.
Hi.
Okay, so two things on the agenda. One is kind of a follow-up to Friday's post about GDP and the economy and what's important, and then something quick about ETFs. First, with regard to what we're talking about, GDP and the economy. One point that I don't know if it came through clearly or not in the way I wrote the post is it doesn't really matter if you're right about, whether we're exactly in a recession or not, or the timing of it. For you managing your own account, what matters more is not being right about that certain thing, or that type of thing, or the timing of it, but recognizing ahead of time when trouble is coming and taking action if that's appropriate for you to do ahead of time. That's the important thing, not, nailing when there's a big turn in the economy or something like that. It's useful information, but, in terms of priorities, it is not that important for you in terms of either trying to grow your money when things are going well or protect your money when things are going poorly. Next up, WisdomTree, and I'll put a link to this. According to Index Universe, WisdomTree filed for a slew of currency ETFs. I believe the Hungarian forint, the Polish zloty I think was there, the Chilean peso, Icelandic kroner, the Norwegian krone, on and on and on, all of these, off-the-wall currencies, which I think is interesting. They kind of have a habit, WisdomTree does, of filing for just a bunch of stuff and then not really listing too many of them. So we'll see what happens. I'm still waiting for the dividend-weighted Malaysian ETF, which I think has been in the hopper for 2 years and they're just not going to do anything with. But we'll see what happens, which leads me to a theory about these currency ETFs that might make sense. Or maybe it won't. I wrote a piece about the Brazilian real for TheStreet.com, the real ETF, which is BZF, I believe. And basically, I talked about, kind of the pluses and minuses and why you might want to, think about the real. And, like anything, there are pluses and minuses. But at the end, I talked about, the dividend yield stands to be high, but it may not be, depending on the flow of assets into the fund and how many shares there are when the fund pays its dividend. Well, something like the New Zealand dollar has no volume, no assets. A lot of these, if they list, are going to have very little dollars, very little volume, and so that means the dividend might actually be as advertised. If you follow my thinking, it's a flood of money into a fund that skews the dividend. So if you buy something, I'm not suggesting this, but like the Hungarian forint, which is a high-yielding destination, deficit destination, and so on, there's a good chance it's not going to draw a lot of dollars, and you might actually get that 7 or 8% yield when it pays at the end of the year, if it ever lists. All right, that's about it. Have a great weekend.